So hello my dear friends. Today I will be discussing about the stock market operators. So if you are not that new to the system, if you are trading in the stock market for some time, there is high chance that you know about the stock market operators, what they do and how they actually loot our money. So it is the stock market operators. If you are trapped into their traps, ultimately they will loot all your money. You will be bankrupt, all your capital will be eroded, and they will make money from your losses. So these are the stock market operators. So now, if you are very new to the system, you might not have heard about the stock market operators. But today I will be telling you about the stories of the stock market operators, how they actually earns money, and I will also tell you the story of two very well-known stock market operators. So before I start the video, let me tell you that I'll come up with this kind of videos every week, at least twice a week. So if you are already not my subscriber, just hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon. So in that case you will be getting my all new video updates instantly. So dear friends, I'll be expecting before I start the video fully, you will be subscribed to me and we will again meet in the new video. So dear friends, let me tell you who are the stock market operators. So dear friends, every time you are in the stock market, some of your friends has already told you not to get into trap of the stock market operators. So first, let me discuss who are the stock market operators. I have created some notes about that, so I will be reading that. You can actually save this video for later viewing and you can also check the notes. Here I will also give you some details here. So, who are the stock operators and what do they do? Stock market operators are market participants who form a syndicate to manipulate stock prices for personal gain. It is usually a cartel of brokers, speculators, and sometimes even company insiders. So you can understand who are the stock market operators. Through a coordinated act, the operators rig stock prices higher or lower, creating a frenzy or panic for a certain stock. Seeing the rapid stock price movements, traders flock in and perpetuate the trend. Meanwhile, the stock operators exit with fat gains at the expense of naive traders. So this is the game. So you can understand the stock operators actually will take the stock prices up or down and it will be very fast. So now you can think that this is a real story. So you can enter the bus, you can board the bus and then one fine morning you will see that the stock started hitting the other circuits. If you are long, it will start hitting the lower circuits and you can never get out. You will be only able to get out when your capital is fully eroded. So this is the game of the stock operators. They actually show that the stock is actually doing good. Once again, in case of the short selling, the stock operators try to prove that the stock is in real downtrend. So you will also short the stock and one fine morning you will find that the stock started hitting the upper circuits and you will always be get caught. Now, stock operators knows their limitations. They rarely venture to manipulate a heavily traded large cap stocks. With so many market participants, the operators would not be able to influence the price. Stock operators understand an important truth. Their plan can work only on a small scale. They cannot apply their success formula on a large scale. So friends, as you have understood that the stock operators does not operate on the large cap stocks. Rather, they operate on the small cap or penny stocks. So, I'll also show you with example how the stock operator works, and I feel many of you have already become victim of the stock operators. So I'll show you real life examples, and I'll also give you examples of two very well known stock operators. So the example of Harshad Mehta. So who is Harshad Mehta? Anyone who is there in the stock market since the 90s, they know the name of Harshad Mehta. But today's traders may not know the name of Harshad Mehta. So I'll tell you the story of Harshad Mehta here. So Harshad Mehta was an Indian stockbroker, well known for his wealth and for having been charged with numerous financial crimes that took place in the 1992 securities scam. So that happened on 1992. Of the 27 criminal charges brought against him, he was only convicted of 4. Before his death at age of 47 in 2001, he was charged on that 4 cases. It was alleged that Mehta engaged in a massive stock manipulation scheme financed by worthless bank receipts, which is firm brokered in ready forward transactions between banks. Mehta was convicted by the Bombay High Court and Supreme Court of India for his part in a financial scandal valued at rupees 5,000 crores, which took place on the Bombay Stock Exchange or BSE. The scandal exposed the loopholes in the Indian banking system. Bombay Stock Exchange or BSE transaction system and SEBI further introduced new rules to cover these loopholes. He was tried for 9 years until he died in the late 2001. So Harshad Mehta was a big bull and he was actually an operator. He used to take banks finance, banks funds to actually fund a particular stock. He used to take the price of that stock up and then he used to sell it for huge gains, and the normal traders who are actually caught in that particular stock, they were actually losing money. So this is how the Harshad Mehta, he has come into the radar. Now another example of KP or Ketan Parekh. Ketan Parekh is a former stockbroker from Mumbai who was convicted in 2008 for involvement in the Indian stock market manipulation scam that occurred from late 1998 to 2001. During this period, Parekh artificially rigged prices of certain chosen securities, informally referred to as K10 stocks, using large sums of money borrowed from banks including Madhapura Mercantile Cooperative Bank, of which he himself was a director. As a result, he was barred from trading in the Indian stock exchanges till 2017. So one thing you have already understood, that both the stock operators used the same mechanism. They used the bank's money to actually fund a particular stock, because from where you will get so much large money? It is a very huge amount to actually manipulate us, even a small stock. So they used banks' funds. So now I'll tell you the name of some KP10 stocks or K10 stocks. So few of the stocks are HFCL or Himachal Futuristics Corporation Limited, Mukta Arts. The veteran traders, they know the name of Mukta Arts. Tips, Pritish Nandi Communication, Z Entertainment, Pentamedia Graphics, and GTL. GTL is Global Tele. So if you are trading since say 1995 or 2000, you know the name of all of these stocks. They were the hero stocks once because they were actually funded by KP. Now even KP has brought Kerry Packer. You know the name of Kerry Packer. So Kerry Packer was the owner of Channel 9. Channel 9 was an Australian channel. Initially when Indian cricket was in a very nascent stage, Kerry Packer used to actually show cricket on his Channel 9. So now KP has brought Kerry Packer in India, and Kerry Packer has actually invested for money in Himachal Futuristics. So KP even he actually cheated Kerry Packer. So you can understand how these stock operators work. And I have personally seen Himachal Futuristics. If I still remember, it was a 4,000 rupee stock, and that 4,000 rupee stock, I feel I have seen it last. When I have seen it, it was trading at 15 rupees or something like that. I don't know what is the price right now, but you can understand, if a stock operator operates, he can take a penny stock to 4,000 rupees, and from 4,000 rupees once again he can take it down to say 10 rupees. So this is the power of the stock operators. So you need to actually keep away from the stock operators. This is the rule of the game. Now, the role of KP in the 2001 market crash. Parekh purchased large stakes in less known small market capitalization companies and jacked up their prices through circular trading with other traders and collusion with those companies and large institutional investors. This resulted in steep hikes in share prices. For example, shares of Zee Telefilms zoomed up from rupees 127 to a price of 10,000. So you can understand the power of the stock operators. He has taken Zee Telefilms from 127 rupees to 10,000 rupees. This set of 10 stocks was colloquially referred to as K10 stocks, and Parekh was playfully referred to as Pentafor. So we used to know Parekh as the name of Pentafor. It later transpired that promoters and industrialists often gave Parekh funds to artificially rig up their share prices. Thus, just in a few months, scripts of virtually unknown companies like Visualsoft rose from rupees 625 to rupees 8448 per share, and Sonata Software rose from rupees 90 to rupees 2936.60. So you can understand, rupees 90 to rupees 2936. So it is a huge jump. However, the bear cartel in Bombay Stock Exchange started to hammer the K10 stocks in February 2001, leading them to fall and participating a payment crisis in Kolkata. So this was happened. Actually, the stocks were actually unknown. The company was not having that business, but still, as the operator was operating, he was taking the stock prices up. So this is the history behind the upside. So the stock was not having anything. So whenever a bear market came, these stocks has actually crashed, and many investors was actually bankrupt. Now I'll give you some real life examples. How the stock operators work. They actually send SMSs for unknown companies. As I have received an SMS, I'll show you here. So Epic Research Power Tips, the company who has given the tips, it is actually plain and simple an operator's call. So they tried to create a frenzy. So they have sent an SMS to me. I have received this SMS. You can see the SMS over here. To buy 1 lakh quantity of Shawabushi. They have given the BSC code also here. And the current price was 3.45. And the target price was 8. And stop loss is 3. So you can understand that if you are a small trader, if you have invested 1 lakh shares, so that means it is almost an investment of 3.45 lakhs, because the price was 3.45. So you are investing your rupees 3.45 in a never known stocks. So you can understand what will be the fate of these rupees 3.45 lakhs. Now here you can see the chart of Shawabushi, or the name of the company was Shawaka Business Machines Limited. You can see the chart. The price, once it has reached 200, it was in 2013 I feel, then once again it has reached 2015, it has reached around 150, but after that it has never rose up. So these operators, they have actually taken this company because it was a virtually a nowhere company, it was a penny stock, and they tried to actually arrest small traders in their calls. Now I'll give you another example. The example is Jackson Investment Limited. The Bombay code is given here. You can see the SMS over here. Here I have received this SMS from a SMS sender called BZ Munafa. They will give high Munafa to people, I feel. So they have told stock cash premium call. Buy 3 lakh share of Jackson. They have given the BSE code over here at rupees 1.35. Target 5 plus plus. And SL is 1. And they have written that take 35 paisa risk and gain 3.65 profit. So if you are a small trader, you can think that you can take risk of just 35 paisa and you can gain 3 rupees or 3.5 rupees. But you can never exit the stock because these scripts are very liquid. You enter and the stocks starts moving downwards in circuits. So you can never exit these kind of stocks. So never ever go for this kind of stocks. You can see the last price of this stock. I have also shown it here. The last price of the stock was 0.19. So it was even below 20 paisa. And now I feel it is delisted from the exchange. So this is how the stock operators work, and why you should actually avoid these stock operators. I have just plain and simple I have shown you. So dear friends, I have shown you who are the stock operators and how do they work. I have shown you their modus operandi. So if you are a newcomer, if you are a veteran trader, whoever are you, one thing you need to do, plain and simple, you need to stay away from these stock operators, because do not trade on the stocks or on the calls. You do not know their sources. If you know the call is only from a very genuine source, then only you trade. Else, avoid these kind of calls. So plain and simple, if you want to save your hard-earned money, you need to avoid stock operators calls, because stock operator knows that new traders are very greedy, and if they seize a 35 paisa stop loss and a 3-4 rupees target, they will be attracted and they will be trapped. So dear friends, I'll come up with these kind of videos again and again. If you are new to the channel, do subscribe to this channel and do hit the bell icon, because in that case every week I will be coming up with new videos. You will be getting the updates instantly. So dear friends, if you like this video, do hit the like button also and do share it with your friends. Thanks a lot friends for watching this video till the end. We will be meeting again in a newer video.